Hey Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today for Elle Studio to share with you this Halloween layout that I created using my October kit and add-ons. I have used the digital cut file, but to start off with, I have a gray piece of cardstock and I've just sewn a fussy circle, not in the center, but just as best as I could. So what I did was I cut out a circle with my die cut machine and just kind of stitched around it loosely and then went over it several times. You can also see where I've created that sort of medallion there using the Trick or Treat. I put it in layers, backed it with white on the purple, and then popped that layer up on foam on the black zigzag. And I have two pictures of my daughter here. This was last Halloween. My kids are both too old to officially go trick-or-treating, but they do dress up for various things that they are involved in. So this is how I'm building that medallion there. I just had the pieces as I was trying to figure out what it was that I was doing. Back to my daughter in the photos, I'm sorry. So she goes to Cotillion still by choice, and they had a Halloween event. And so she is dressed up for that as an optional costume. So I have pattern paper here from the Autumn Days paper stack. There are some great Halloween usable pieces. I went with this teal and used an American Crafts punch to give a zigzag feel to go with the, it's not actually, well, I guess it is a zigzag, and I like the way that the up and downs of those mountains go with the zigzag around the trick or treat. And I like that pop of teal for a slightly different color. And so I'm just going to layer up some pieces and cards around these photos in order to give a little bit more color and texture to it. In the kit itself, there are some great Halloween colored and themed pieces. You have that purple there that says favorite, and there's the orange that I'm going to end up die cutting with the stars. That could be fall too. You don't have to necessarily use these particular colors, but I chose to. The other option that you have as part of your add-on is to add the Happy Halloween stickers, which you can see to the top right of the layout there that I'm going to use. And then these acetate stars come in a rainbow of colors, and they are absolutely fantastic, not just for Halloween, but for all kinds of other things. I've used them on a fall layout, and now obviously I'm going to use them in this Halloween layout. I've actually used some in some prep pages for December daily as well. So when I layer up cards with my Project Life or pocket cards, I usually just like that little Elle there, and I can use that innard for something else, which comes in handy. I have used just about all of the kit this month, which is unusual for me. I usually have lots, well, I shouldn't say lots, but I usually have a fair amount left over of the kits themselves. I use up all the die cuts always, but some of the cards I am more of a scrapbooker, and the cards serve as journaling either layers behind photos or as journaling spots for me, and there often tend to be a lot of journaling spot cards that I don't use right away, but I do have them saved. So this is the base of the layout here, and I'm going to go ahead and start layering some of these stickers in. That sticker there says this was a fun night, and I just bannered it by putting some notches in. I want another layer behind that photo there. So these photos were taken at dusk, so it was actually pretty dark. It was very dark, and so she was actually under a street light, which was kind of cool. That was what cast some of that golden glow to it. And so that is very dark, and I wanted to have some lighter elements that were going to provide contrast to these very dark photos. And so that's why I kept the white border around the photos, as well as want to use some of the more white-based embellishments that are available to me in the kit there. So that says Happy Halloween, again, another sticker. So as I mentioned earlier, that trick or treat medallion is sort of raised off the page. And so I had to raise part of the sticker off the page as well. I really like this card. It says yes to this, and again, that doesn't have to be Halloween, but it gave me a nice spot to be able to nestle my journaling, and so I wanted to move my photos over so that you could still see that orange behind all of it, and it kind of framed everything that was going to be on the page again. That white next to the dark photos really provides a nice contrast and kind of tones the photos down a little bit. So again, just further embellishing the page. Also this month available to you as part of the add-ons are the Thankful Chipboard label stickers. And so I'm going to use 3 of them. There are some not just fall theme, well, I would say Halloween is kind of one of the fall events. And so I'm going to use Boo, Eek, and Fun Captured. So Boo and Eek are obviously rather Halloween-y, and Fun Captured is just a very generic statement that could be used for lots of things. So sprinkling stars in, these acetate stars, the way that I adhere these down is I put my adhesive on the cardstock and then push the star into it very lightly. If you actually have an adhesive that is not a dot roller, I think this works better, but I tend to use a dot roller. I've just discovered Thermoweb's new non-dot roller, and I do like that as well for an adhesive. So just cutting up bits and pieces of the cards and layering them in at the top there. I tend to want to put something either as a header or a footer or on the sides of my pages if I don't have borders to them. That's just something particular to me in the way that I design. I feel like I need a grounded edge, and that's how I get that grounded edge. This is another one of the stickers, and I'm just tearing it to provide a little bit more of a rough edge. And I'm going to cut one of the cards, that orange one there with the stars, just to have another circle. You can see there's stars and circles scattered throughout this, and that in a way it's kind of like a full moon. That orange glow of a full moon, only it's down the bottom instead of the top. Had I thought about it, maybe I could have switched them up, but I love that. And then I'm going to use one of the stamps from this month's stamp set that's called Documented. There's some great sayings on this because they're both positive and I won't say negative, but they capture the not so great days as well. Like this was tough. But what I'm using is Fun Documented, and then I'm going to get out some purple puffy stickers, and I'm just going to put 2019 so that I know that this was last year. It actually wasn't on October 31st, and I put the October 31st sticker there, but that's okay. It's still the indicator that it was Halloween, and it was Halloween last year, or a Halloween related event, I should say. So incorporating just a little bit more teal into the layout. So I've got those borders, and now I've got that little teal banner down the bottom there, and then I've got the teal that I cut out from the journal card up the top that says big changes around here. Big changes because this is the first year that she hasn't gone trick-or-treating. And then also as part of the dies, there were 3 arrows. One said fun that I used. And then I can't remember what the other 2 said, but I used them on a different layout and I didn't use that color. So that was a fun way of getting a little added splash of purple in the layout there. So that is my layout. It's already been shared over on Ellie's Studio, but this is how the layout came together using Halloween colored goodies for a Halloween themed layout. Can't believe that that's in just a couple of days and that there's going to be a full moon that weekend and the time change. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the process video. Thanks for stopping in today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below. Enjoy the close-ups. Thanks for stopping in today. Take care.